BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and indeed, ahoy hoy, welcome once again to BRB UK's episode 493, the second of our two little bite-sized shows. They're bitey-sizey, treat-size, fun size, if you will. I'm Dan. Hello, welcome to the show. Talking of fun size, there's Coleman.
Hi.
Talking of treat size, there's Timothy Hibbs.
Am I treat size?
I think I am the shortest out of the three of us.
Well, fun size is smaller than treat size, I
Not
think.
sure that makes you fun size.
Fun size, look, there's been many an observational comedy routine done about it, but fun size is objectively not more
Less fun
than a normal chocolate bar. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, at this moment, I believe I forgot to say on the last show, at the moment of the last show when that goes out, I'll be on a plane. And
Way!
at the moment this show comes out, I'll be on a plane.
Wow.
So, there you go.
So Coleman's got evicted from his house, is living in the baggage reclaim of Heathrow, and occasionally finds himself wound onto a plane.
Well,
what
just know
happens?
in between the two episodes, I'll be on holiday.
On the beach.
I'll be relaxing before I strangle Tim for audio problems. I need a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ah, Tim Hibbs, officially best user of computers 2022.
That would be a good award.
Anyways, so we're going to do a thing that we only occasionally do. We're going to resurrect the Great British Debate. And what is the Great British Debate? I hear you ask if you're new to this show.
An act of desperation?
Well, yes, it is. It is
clinging
us
on to the
vamping.
past.
Yes, vamping. It's us remembering the glory days of podcasting.
Glory days.
The glory days. So, the format of the Great British Debate is one of the three of us poses a particularly preposterous question. One of us then argues in favour of that point of view. The other one argues against it. How's it going to work?
It doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. Welcome. Great British Debate. Q2 2022 edition. Now I can do an intro. I've just been. Hey, there we go. So, yes, I can remember when back in the day we didn't have a fancy auto fading intro. We just did the intro and then I dubbed it in afterwards. But Coleman's a bit better at this than I am. So,
hi.
Great British Debate. Welcome one and all to this little outbreak of it. I think is the best way to describe
like a monkeypox of debates.
That with less dicks. Allegedly is how it spreads. I'm not sure it just spreads from dicks. Can I just stop talking about monkeypox and dicks?
Would you miss a dick?
No, never. This is the only specialist subject you can talk about for the rest of the time.
I have other specialist subjects. There are far more. Well, interesting's a strong word, but there are other specialist
interesting
subjects.
For who, Dan?
I could tell you about inverse propensity treatment weights if you really want. It's a very cool thing. No? You just want to hear me say the word dick, don't you? Spotty dick.
Not really.
I wanted to hear you tell
Monkeypox
me
is funnier
about
than dick.
one of the symptoms of monkeypox.
You can blast other people's balls.
Oh, okay, right. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Coleman.
Entropy!
So,
literally putting words in your monkeypox balls' mouths.
Yep, exactly. So we've all of our questions are at the moment are a surprise. I would like to think that is genuinely because we're trying to inject some drama into this, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that none of us have actually fully thought through what questions we're going to ask yet.
No, Coleman's had his planned out for a while.
I prepared the show. I planned out like a swerve what the final question was going, the final debate was going to be. And then because I wrote it's a surprise, Dan went, mine's a surprise too, I guess. And then Tim went, I've not even written mine down.
At least I have the decency to fib, Tim. You can't even be asked to do that.
So you're the Boris Johnson of this situation then, yeah?
Please
the known liar.
That is, dude, no calling me. Look, I get it bad enough. People go, oh, he's like Jeremy Clarkson. And frankly, if you're watching the video version of this show, this shirt's not helping. But you know, do not call me Boris Johnson, mate.
Daniel, you in for a beating?
It's justified, but I do like the way you took much more offence to being called Boris Johnson than me talking about you having monkeypox balls in your mouth. But
yes, frankly, I would
justified.
rather that than be Boris Johnson.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So before we talk about being, talk about me being monkeypox bagged into a submission, let's try and do some questions.
Never record my bad
Am I having to go first with this nonsense?
Yes.
I am having to go first with this nonsense. Okay. So as we were saying before we got sidetracked, we put a point of view across. One of us has to argue for it, the other against it. They each have 30 seconds, and the asker of the question shall decide once and for all what the official opinion of this great realm of our country is on that matter. Okay. All right. Okay. So, the question I have for you chaps is, the 1990s was an objectively less rubbish decade than the 1980s.
Okay.
Arguing for the 1990s, no, just generally, you can be about games if you want.
Okay.
Arguing for the 1990s is you, Tim, and arguing for the 1980s is you, Coleman.
Oh, good. That's good, as I have less experience with the 1980s.
Exactly, because I find it funny when you have to make crap up. So there we go. So
games.
Kate is googling the whole of the 1980s.
80s.
That won't take you long to read up on. Okay.
15.
All right.
I
don't care. No, all right. I'm going to count you in. You've got 8 seconds of prep time to go.
Oh.
All right.
Hold on.
You have to watch making noises isn't going to help.
Oh, that's good. Ooh,
so Tim, you are going first. You have 30 seconds to tell me why the 1990s is an objectively better decade than the 80s, starting now.
I mean, if you're talking video games, it's when video games really exploded and became something much bigger. The SNES, some of the greatest games of all time, including like Street Fighter 2, Mario Kart. It was a great era for video games, and it really went from strength to strength to make the industry that we have today. Objectively, much better music as well. I know a lot of people talk about 1980s music, but dance music with like Prodigy and like Chemical Brothers that still persist to this day.
And shut up your face. All right, thank you, Tim. For your attempt.
I think Tim's delay has gone. It sounds like it's gone. Yeah. Oh, whatever you did this week, keep doing it.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Right.
So, Coleman.
Yeah.
You have...
I wasn't vamping for time
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep, you have 30 seconds to tell me why the 1980s is an objectively better decade than the 1990s. And go.
Not only in the 1980s did we get such revelations of the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Nintendo Game Boy, but we got amazing companies that were put on the offside as well. We had LucasArts Gaming bringing us the Scum engine, which gave us amazing things like Maniac Mansion, and we got the entirety of the original Super Mario Bros. Series. But as I said, the Game Boy came along, and that kind of paved the way to mobile gaming for us, as we know today, from starting with the Tetris to the Pokemon.
Shut up. You've had enough. That's enough
also, I was born
time
in the 80s,
in the sun
so
for you,
that's a pretty good reason.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Terrible,
there was also the video
decades.
game crash. There were some pretty terrible things, video games.
Grim times in
like
the 80s.
Video games crash. So,
We had E.T., that was a great game.
Yeah, it had E.T.
Was that the 80s?
Ooh.
That was the 80s.
Yes.
Well,
84,
so this is
I
a
believe,
difficult
for E.T.,
one.
but
When I was born.
Yes, so this is a difficult one.
maybe 82.
Now, I think we can all agree that at the time,
No, 82.
living in the 90s,
84 was Ghostbusters.
I kept mine video games themed.
yeah, no, thanks. Well, I mean, the thing is, I think we all lived in the 90s, and at the time we were like, wow, really glad it wasn't as naff as the 80s, because man, the 80s were rubbish. The 80s were crap. And then when you look
Massive
back on the
shoulder
90s,
pads.
Then you look at the 90s and
Big
you just
hair.
go, wow. Just
Filofaxes.
wow.
Nah.
I love how... Do you remember in the 2000s and like the 80s fashion had kind of come back around, and now everyone's doing the 90s thing, and I find it hilarious.
Yes. Well, I mean, I've got a whole rant good to go about people wearing Nirvana t-shirts who weren't even born when Nirvana was a thing. That's a whole rant for another time. But I think the real humdinger of why the 90s was better, Tim, that you didn't mention, and this is why I'm going to give it to Coleman. No.
Would you now?
It's because in the 1990s, the immortal gaming catchphrase, "You'll be eating my dust."
Oh.
So for that, and only that.
You're on TV in the 90s, so that makes the 90s better automatically, surely.
So did I win?
Yes, you won. Well done, Coleman. Apart from the fact you did the 80s. Hang on, I've just confused myself. Nurse?
Yeah.
No, Tim won. Yeah, no, Tim won. Come on, shut up. Tim won.
Wait, what?
You did the 80s, he did the 90s.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes, 90s are better. I win.
It was just you lulled me in with your mellifluous tones. Is that Coleman's probably right? Tim's usually wrong.
I almost put Tetris into my argument, and I remember Tetris on the Game Boy was 89, and so I didn't mention it. I thought you were going to sneak it with mentioning Tetris, but
Tim wins the first round.
I think you'll find that. Sorry, let me put my glasses on the back of my. I think you'll find that Tetris actually came out in 1984.
Well, yes.
Okay. But maybe not
probably
on the Game
not in the
Boy,
UK.
So maybe not to wide,
probably
in the UK.
Not outside of Russia for a little while.
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
I lost.
Tim wins. Yes.
Yeah.
I themed mine all around video games.
Yeah. But
Super Mario Bros. 3, arguably the greatest video game ever made.
But not the decade where the immortal game catchphrase, "You'll be."
Well, that's not. You just set me up to fail because you predetermined that the 90s is better than the 80s.
Actually, it only occurred to me after you'd finished. I was like, hang on, they didn't mention that. And I'm slightly disappointed. Idea. Yeah, anyway.
It's like pre-planning was a good idea.
Yeah, so good, brilliant. Right, car crash the first, out the way. Tim, it's your turn to come up with a topic for the Great British Debate.
I declare shenanigans.
Okie dokie.
You can. You're welcome to.
Okay.
Declare away. You're still a loser declaring shenanigans rather than a winner declaring
gives
shenanigans.
A crap, but never mind.
Base is a loser.
Put your complaint in writing to the necessary authorities, okay? That's me and Dan.
Sky?
So, Yeah.
All right.
Right, so this time you two will be debating who would win in a console war between Sony and Microsoft if it just came out to an all-out fight between their executives. Whether it's a fist fight or not, that's up to you. You can go into more details of what type of fight it'll be. But a physical fight, console war, breaks out into fisticuffs, basically. Who wins between Microsoft
if you're wondering
and
what
Sony?
That sound is, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Googling.
Googling who the executives are. I mean, the first result for PlayStation is PlayStation executive is fired after he was filmed inviting and then it stops there. But I believe we spoke about this on the show before. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's who?
Mm-hmm.
I'm me, you're you.
So, yeah, that's how it works. Coleman is Coleman, Dan is Dan.
But who's arguing for who?
Coleman, you are arguing for Microsoft. Dan, you are arguing for Sony.
Oh.
God damn it.
And you have 30 seconds to present your argument.
Who?
And Coleman is good. Coleman, you went second in the last one, so I'll put you first in this one, yeah? So you're going first. Line up the thing.
Give me 2 seconds.
Let me know when you are ready.
I need to, because I forget the names of people.
Okay.
Spencer. There we go. Right. Okay.
Right.
And countdown theme. I'm good. Right. I'm ready.
Cool. So when you're ready, on your marks, get set, go.
Phil Spencer, watch out now. He's going to get you. He's going to take you down, PlayStation ponies, Sony pony fanboys. He's coming out there. He's got his black t-shirt. He's got his leather jacket. He's got his logo on there. Might be an Xbox logo. Might be from a video game you're not expecting. He's going to bring over all his fans of Game Pass before they unsubscribe, which they seem to be doing en masse at the moment. But it doesn't matter. Shipbreakers is on the way. So Phil Spencer. He's going to get you.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Also, it doesn't help your argument that when I hear Phil Spencer, I think of the guy on whatever it is, location, or whatever it is.
I don't know what that is.
Dude.
Is that some kind of boomer TV?
Probably. Does
Dear
property
God.
stuff on Channel 4. But anyway, right.
Gotcha.
Dan, you have 30 seconds to come up with a better argument
Do I, though?
than that.
I think I might need a minute.
Basically, if you don't do anything but try and cut a wrestling promo when you talk about Phil Spencer a lot, you'll possibly
We're talking
win,
about people
maybe?
fighting people.
All right.
I know,
Okay.
it's fine. It's
I
okay.
think I'm ready.
You ready?
Spencer Maniacs. Coming on you,
All
brother.
right.
On your marks. Get set. Go.
I'm gonna snap you into a Slim Jim Ryan. That's right. He has a better intro to this, therefore that is a better wrestling thing. Oh, Jim Ryan. He's he's got a face like a little lovable little British bulldog because he's British, but no, he's a savage. He would actually eat. He would eat people's scrotums right
All right, Dan wins on Slim Jim Ryan alone.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
hit me 'cause
But he also talked complete nonsense.
The minute you started, I knew you were going for a Slim Jim Ryan, and it just hit me in a way that I
I've
did
got no
not
idea why I
expect.
started talking about bulldogs eating scrotum stripping
Oh my
trousers, though.
What? You did manage to get a British Bulldog reference in there, though, as well. It's like, thumbs up for that, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think you win, though, Dan. Sorry, but yes.
Thank you. Oh, Jesus,
Oh,
my
wow.
face
I'm
is
on a
leaking.
losing one this week.
Oh, sorry, Carmen.
so it's
I would like to
now-
have evened things
it's
up and kept things
impossible.
interesting, but
It's
Nice.
impossible for Coleman to win.
yes.
Nice
An
little
impossible-
nice little sidebar about Xbox just for Dan this week. Did you know that
Yeah.
Xbox were offered the exclusive rights to Spider-Man to do something with after Activision, which they turned down and were then
They
scooped
went,
up by PlayStation.
nah.
And
We're good.
and
We
who
got
was in
Fusion
charge of
Frenzy. Don't worry
Xbox
about
at the
us.
time, Dan?
Your mum?
No, your favourite.
Slim Jim Ryan?
No, who's your favourite Xbox CEO?
Oh, Mr. Flappyhead.
Don Matrick.
Yeah, Mr. Flappyhead.
Yeah,
Oh, Don Matrick.
I heard that the other day.
dickhead.
It made me laugh. Right,
Yeah,
my
that's-
go.
that's quite a dumb
Another
move.
great business decision.
Did he get
Like
any
that, man.
decisions right?
No,
Leaving. I think that was
Right, yeah.
it. Right. Hit
did
me,
he go to
hit me
Zynga
with
before Zynga were bought by E EA?
Zynga.
Yeah, and then I think he was promptly asked to leave then. There
I
is.
think,
Right.
Didn't he go to Atari? No, that was Phil Harrison that went to Atari, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Phil
Yeah.
Harrison. No, Phil Harrison didn't Phil Harrison end up who ended up
Yeah,
at
he went to
Stadia?
Phil
I don't think he
Harrison went
stayed with
to
Atari, but anyway.
Liverpool or Arsenal and then went to Stadia.
No,
Is that
no,
right?
that's Peter. What's his face?
Oh, Weller. Yeah, Peter Weller.
No,
Gabriel-
the guy
Peter
that used to
Gabriel.
head up EA and before that did Microsoft stuff.
Saint
Peter
Peter.
Moore is a
Peter
Moore is
Saint
at Liverpool,
Peter.
or went to Liverpool and then I think has moved on from there now. But
Yeah, he's in video games again. Anywho, my one is a surprise, so I need to see who's going to be arguing the point. Who of the two? of
okay,
you? I need
for
a volunteer.
you to decide.
No,
I'll
no,
argue the
one of you
point.
guys to volunteer. No, you have to volunteer.
I'll volunteer.
Why?
I'm
I need the
volunteering.
volunteer. Okay.
I'm volunteering. How many
Okay,
times
here's
do I
the
need to
great
volunteer?
The Great British
Yeah, but
Debate.
what
Tim,
for?
I need
Yes.
you to argue
Yes.
that Bobby Kotick is the most irredeemable bell
Right.
end in the universe.
Oh,
I mean,
Are you ready?
All right, well done,
Yes.
Tim. You've won this episode because I'm not saying anything in support
Yeah,
of that.
Roll with
Exactly.
it. Are you ready, Tim?
yep. You got 30 seconds to
Go.
come up with a defense, Dan. Bobby Kotick is just by his actions and just mentioning his name in presence of any gamers that know anything about gaming, you will know that he is definitely 100% irrefutably a bellend. A complete and utter irredeemable bellend with no redeeming features for a human being other than his inner organs could be used for someone else. That is the only good thing about him.
And time. Dan, I think you're going to like this.
Right.
So Tim has argued for the point that Bobby Kotick is the most irredeemable bell end in gaming.
Okay.
Yep.
So obviously your point. Randy Pitchford is the most irredeemable bell-end in gaming, Dan. If you'd like to argue for, tell me when you're ready.
Oh.
Can't be that hard. That's what they said.
I could win this argument for you
times.
right now, Dan. I could win this argument for you right now. Now.
There's just... All right,
I'm going to sabotage my... Right, go on.
Frankly, the fact that the whole of Randy Pitchford's personal life can be summed up on Wikipedia as this one sentence, Pitchford has a son, really tells you that if you go by the adage, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That is that, in fact, right there. The only thing about him personally, people say is, well, he managed to procreate once, and even one was enough for his wife. So there we go. That's it. Randy Pitchford. There's the only argument I could make that probably wasn't going to get me sued.
He's going over time, though.
He did, but you automatically lost because you didn't bring anything up about magic.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say the whole argument is you could have gone with leaving the stash of porn in the weirdest place in the world ever. That could have possibly won it for you. But the thing that would have definitely made it, he's just as much an irredeemable bellend, but at least Bobby Kotick doesn't do magic tricks.
You could have had allegedly fighting someone in a bathroom, a member of his own staff in a bathroom stall. You can have many things to go on about Randy Pitchford. So
I could have done.
I'll have to give it to Tim, which means Tim gets 2 wins, which means Tim is this week's winner. What a weird episode.
I am the greatest British debater.
Well, we ran the full gamut there, didn't we?
We did. I thought you'd go for that one.
Snacking on scrotums.
I really thought you'd be happy with that one. I made it look like you're going to have to argue on the side of Bobby Kotick.
Little swerve at the last minute.
That's the problem. I spent the whole 30 seconds preparing for having to stick up to Bobby Kotick, which basically my argument was going to be, he's one of the few people I know whose surname begins and ends with a K. That was going to be what I was going to try and ban for 30 seconds. That's pretty much as far as I was going to go, but thanks for... yeah. Anyway, that was a car crash. Thank you for tolerating that, ladies and gentlemen.
We hope you had fun.
I had some. I had a non-zero amount of fun. How's that?
I really thought you'd go for that one. I was thinking that on the way home.
Fun.
I'll make it look like he's got to sound like Bobby Kotick's a really good guy, but then I'll actually do a swerve. And he also has to argue that someone else is a bellend.
Well, sadly, my problem is that there's not a lot of room in my brain for many, many things these days. And I know Pitchford's a bellend. I couldn't actually recall any details of why he was a bellend.
That's fine. It was going to be Yves Guillemot, but then I thought Pitchford seems to have less of a need to throw legal teams at people. So
yes, indeed. So there we go. Right. That was a show. Thank you for tolerating that. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. From
the heart of your bottom.
That's it. Not the heart of my bottom. Yes. So that's it. We're going to be back to normal service next week with episode 495. Coleman will be returning, or 494 rather, next week. Coleman will be
494. Just 4.
Coleman will have 94. Yes. Coleman will have stopped living in the cargo hold of a 747 jet. And be living in some kind of house.
You know the plane scene from Uncharted 3 and the movie Uncharted? It's basically that. I'm doing that for a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I was imagining that, but for some reason with more Muppets on the plane. Not like... I'm not calling you a Muppet, but just actual Muppet puppets.
You better not be.
Don't know why.
I'm going to get on the train to Finchley and slap you.
Wow, you're making a lot of travel related slap.
I've got a long round trip to go. I've got to go all the way from Slough to Finchley.
Mate, I just Uber.
I'm not sure you've got time to go on holiday anymore, Coleman. You've got some slapping commitments to get on with.
I got a day before. I can get Euros somewhere in between.
Jolly good.
Uber your way around London delivering slaps.
Yep. Right, we're going to go now. I've decided we've had enough. It's reaching 4 million degrees in my man cave because for some reason this is a lovely point.
Too much information, Dan. Too much information.
I was trying to play some Destiny 2 yesterday, and it got to 28 degrees in my man cave.
Ooh, nice.
It was pretty toasty. I was sweaty.
You were that excited?
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, well, my computer's under my desk, and like the lower half of my body's under my desk, so it felt like some kind of.
It's a bad arrangement, Dan. You should sort that out. Have you tried dangling it out the window?
Yes, because I love to do that with nearly £2,000 worth of electronic stuff, Tim. Is that why your computers never work? Is that why you have absolutely no ability to operate a computer correctly?
They work fine. They're just a little wet. Just a little moist and damp.
It works in winter when I
It's just a
was
little wet.
milk
It's still
cold.
good. It's still good.
Bloody idiot.
Just a bit moist.
Anyway, we're going to go. So, I have been Dan.
I might have been Tim.
I've definitely been Jeff Bridges. No, I've not been Chaos.
Yes. And you, I thought you would be. And you, dear listeners, should go to www.BigRedBarel.com, Facebook.com/BigRedBarel, Twitter.com/BigRedBarel, or most importantly, go to tpublic.com/stores/BRB to get yourself some sweet ass merch.
Buy our
need
merch.
to do, buy our
crap.
Buy our merch. Get yourself a nice Tabletop Tuesday t-shirt ready for the return of Tabletop Tuesday, which is back now.
And then you can sidle up to Tim at the bar and go, I bought
I'm wearing your t-shirt, Tim. Are you wearing your t-shirt? Because I'm wearing your t-shirt.
I'm wearing
Tim.
Just for the record, I
you
won't be there every Tuesday at the moment.
You have to whisper it and lightly stroke him on the nape of his neck.
See, Tim has his Tabletop Tuesday t-shirt in red, so if you get one in a blue or something, and then you can play a game
and one
together,
in white.
and then at the end of the game, you can swap t-shirts like in football.
No.
Yeah,
and then
great.
you can tell it, and then you go, now I'm wearing a shirt.
Now I'm wearing your clothes, Tim. I can feel you close to my skin.
I'm wearing your moistness.
All right. Do all the stuff they said about buying merchandise. Don't do any of the other stuff they said that was creepy and weird.
Dude, seriously.
Thank you.
I want if you go and find Tim in a Tabletop Tuesday shirt, you have to do all of those things. All right.
If you find
so if we don't, Tom is going to jump in an Uber and he's going to come and slap you. All right.
I'm like the guy who played the Flash, but just jumping in Ubers and doing it. Sorry, Dave.
I don't think that would be as flashy. But
didn't Ezra Miller go to Tabletop Tuesday once?
Yes.
Did they slap you?
I have to say, he seemed quite nice. Didn't start any fights. Didn't punch anyone. Didn't start any fights or punch anyone. Seemed perfectly fine. It was quite nice and chatty. I don't know what.
It's because you went to Hawaii. If you went to Hawaii, then it's all going to kick off.
I think he just missed They just missed Tabletop Tuesday.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right, we're going to go before we get ourselves in any more trouble. We've already told you who we are, so all I'm going to say is, until next time, dear listeners, toodle bum.
Timothy. Timothy. Timothy, 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 Timothy. Timothy. Timothy, 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 Timothy. Timothy, Timothy.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.
Dave?
I have a question.
Yes?
How have you just spent a third of your time allocated for 3 games, and that one of them being Elden Ring, by talking about games that are nothing to do with Elden Ring?
Because I've spoken about Elden Ring quite a lot on the show, and I was covering...
We have spoken about Elden Ring
where I
a
am
lot.
now, I'm talking about...